welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about my pregnancy and delivery story. Everything was really easy, so it's a little different from the typical story that you hear. There's Kairo. I'm sitting in his playpen area just in case you come to our channel. Only for Kairo, you can watch him play while I tell my pregnancy and delivery story. Okay, so I'm gonna start with when I found out I was pregnant. So I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks into my pregnancy. I went to my doctor for a regular checkup, and you know, they normally take your pee in the beginning, and I guess they sample it for pregnancy. I'm waiting in the room. You mopping? So I'm waiting for her to come back in the room, and then she comes in and she says, did you know you're pregnant? And I was like, huh? It was very shocking to me. And I just sat there and I was like, okay. Come here so they can see you. He's talking to the camera, so he's telling his story of whenever he was 2 weeks in my belly. And I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I went out to the car, I called his dad on FaceTime. I was like, hey. He was like, hey, what's going on, da 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 da, like normal. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And I felt so awkward saying it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, hey, I'm pregnant. Like, I'm not one of those people that talk about stuff like that. So it's weird. And so I had told him, I said, I'm pregnant. His first reaction was like a big smile on his face. That's how you know he really psycho, but I'm gonna get into my baby dad's story in a whole nother video. Not yet, there's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, he smiled, and then I was talking about, what do you wanna do? And he was like, what do you mean? Like, there's nothing to do except have this baby, pretty much. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna think about it. So of course I contemplated abortion and whatnot, and I told that to his dad. But his dad at the time, whenever I told him that, he was like, well, I'm gonna look at you different if you have an abortion, like, I want you to have my baby, da da da. So then I was like, okay. And I kind of want to have him too. I think I was at a good age to have a child. So that's how I found out I was pregnant, and that's how I told my child's father on FaceTime. Throughout my first trimester, the symptoms I had, my whole pregnancy was very easy. I was very blessed. I say that again, like, very blessed. I prayed to God the whole time, and I just knew he was gonna take care of me. My first trimester, my symptoms, I probably had morning sickness maybe up to 5 times, like not a lot. And my boobs hurt. Oh, you want me to read it? That's not nice. You don't put it in mommy's face. Okay, you hand it and you say read. Book. Good job. Nighty night. When it's time to go to sleep, who is it?
Papa.
Good job. Yeah. Baby, good job.
Papa.
So getting back into first trimester, I had morning sickness a handful of times, not really, and then my boobs hurt. And that was literally it. That's the only symptoms that I had. Oh, no. I was extremely tired all the time. But that was nothing new because I worked a very physical job where I would do at least 50 flights of stairs every day and walk 10, 12 miles a day. So being tired was not new, but I was like extra tired because I was pregnant. And I was still doing all of my daily work activities while pregnant. The popular thing nowadays is gender reveals. Well, one day, I have this story on my TikTok too, but one day we went to breakfast, me and my child's father and my best friend, and they were talking about a gender reveal, and I was like, wait, I don't want a gender reveal because I don't want to wait to know the gender, like I want to know. They just kept planning it. Even after I said I don't want a gender reveal, they were like planning it and like excited. My child's father was like, please, can we have a gender reveal? I want one. Kairo's over there happy. Come here and be happy. Come here. Throughout the conversation at the end, I was like, okay, we can have a gender reveal. The whole time in my head, I knew I was not. What's wrong? The whole time in my head, I knew I was not built to have a gender reveal and wait, okay? It was towards the end of first trimester whenever I went to the doctor and I had to get some test to see if he was gonna be disabled or something like that. And they warned me, like, this test will have the gender on the results. So if you're doing a reveal or it's gonna be a surprise, like, don't open the results on your portal. Me, knowing how I am, as soon as those results came in on my portal, I opened it on my phone and I was like, I'm having a boy. So I kept it to myself. The whole time, and then after the gender reveal, I still never told anyone that I knew what gender it was. I didn't tell anyone until I told a story on TikTok maybe a few months ago. So at this time in my pregnancy, only a very few people knew. I think it was my mom, my child's father, and Jayana. And I want to say that's it. I was like 3-4 months pregnant, I believe. And like I said, I'm like awkward when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't know how to announce, like, hey guys, I'm pregnant. Like, who cares? But apparently a lot of people care, but it's like, I feel like people would be like, okay, who cares, you know? So we're having this gender reveal. Mind you, I already know the gender, but we're playing this gender reveal. So I was like, that's just how I'm gonna tell everyone with the invitation. I created an e-bite invitation. I sent it to like all my closest friends, and it was basically like, you're invited to my gender reveal, here are the details. I didn't tell anyone before I sent this. No one knew I was pregnant except my mom, my child's father, and Jayana. So I sent the gender reveal out, and then all the responses were like, what, you're pregnant? Why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, I just did. I just told you. Through the invitation, I just told you. That's how my friends found out I was pregnant. We had a gender reveal, and I may post the video here. You guys can see my surprise face. I like covered my face, I think. But I'm gonna post the video on here so you guys can see how it went. I enjoyed it. Mop, 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 mop. You want me to mop? Mop, mop, mop. Mop, mop. Mop, 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 mop. So that's how our gender reveal went. I'm getting into second trimester. My symptoms. Getting into second trimester, my symptoms. In the middle of the night, I would get bad Charlie horses in my calf. And it would like wake me up out of my sleep, and I'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? Because I never had a Charlie horse in my life. So I would wake up, I would start hitting Kairo's dad, like, get up, my calf, I don't know what to do, rub it. And then he would get up and he would rub my calf, and then it would go away, and then I would go to sleep. I'm gonna say Charlie horses was my only symptom I had in second trimester. Literally it. And mind you, I was still working my job that was extremely physical throughout this time. So I'm doing flights of stairs, I'm walking miles every day while I am 4 to 6 months pregnant. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. And I was doing my job great. And no, I didn't really show that much, so no one at work really even knew I was pregnant. No toques, no toques, no toques, por favor, ven aquí. Hey, no toques, por favor. No toques, ven aquí, ven aquí. Where was I? So yeah, that's my only symptom I had in second trimester. Again, very easy to where people didn't even realize I was pregnant at work, and I was walking miles, running upstairs, everything. Come here, ven aquí, papi. Getting into third trimester. Third trimester, I had extremely bad. I had extremely bad heartburn. It was the worst. Like, I felt like I was dying. That was it. That was my only symptom. So throughout my pregnancy, I found it to be extremely easy. Honestly, I loved it. I loved my bump growing. I prayed every day that the Lord would take care of me and take care of my child, and he would be a healthy baby. And the Lord blessed me with answering my prayers. First, second, third trimester, and then we're getting into labor. Hold on, let me go back. At my doctor's office, they have a thing where each one of your appointments is with a different doctor. So you can meet them all. You don't get to choose who delivers you. It's who's ever working on delivery that day at the hospital. Wow. And I did not like any of those doctors. This was my first pregnancy. Although it was easy, I didn't know what was going on. So each one of the doctors that met with me, like, they wouldn't even sit down. They'd walk in and be like, hey, everything looks great, you're good to go. Like, what? You're not gonna ask if I have any questions? None of them asked if I had any questions. Like, this is my first pregnancy, I had questions. None of them cared to know anything about me or what was going on. They just saw the numbers and the charts and everything looks good. One day, my doctor came in. This is my first time meeting her. She sat down. She asked me, how are things going? She asked me what I did for work. She asked me if I had any concerns or questions. The very first one, the only one. Before I met her, I was about to leave this doctor's office and find a whole new one. So she's the only good doctor there. From that day forward, I was like, this is the only doctor. This is who is gonna deliver my child. Like I said, you're not able to choose who is gonna do your delivery. It's whatever day it falls on. I remember I just kept praying and praying, like, let this doctor be the one there for my delivery. And it's like a Tuesday, and I go meet with my doctor, and I thought my water might have broke, but I wasn't sure. I just had a little bit of water come out. And everything was normal, everything was regular, and I asked her, I said, how do I know when it's time, like, for labor, when it's time for delivery? She said, oh girl, you'll know. So I was like, okay, I'll know. It comes to be Saturday in the morning. I woke up, I get up, and then it's kind of, it kind of flooded, but not a lot. So I'm like, she said I'll know, but I don't know. And like, I was having like a slow leak throughout the week. So I was like, should I don't know. So then I looked at his dad and I was like, I don't know, it's fine, go to work. I'll call the doctor, it's fine. I called her and she was like, oh, come in. So then I waited for his dad to get off work. Like, I was chilling at the house this whole time. Went into the hospital, did my first COVID test, and then they told me, yes, your water had broke. I said, oh, it probably broke on Tuesday then, because I've been leaking throughout the week. And my doctor looked at me crazy, like, I told you to come in this morning. You should have told me on Tuesday that this was happening. Well, it's a good thing I didn't. It all happens for a reason, right? Because I didn't tell her on Tuesday. And then on Saturday, my water really broke. And I was so blessed. Saturday and Sunday are the delivery days for the only doctor that I liked in the practice I go to. So there is another prayer answered. Thank you, God, because I really did not like any of those other women at all. Then they moved me into a hospital room and I had to get induced. Then I went throughout the night, just feeling all the contractions and stuff. I was like, they weren't bad. I remember a doctor came in, or a nurse came in, and she said, hey, are you having contractions? And I was like, I don't know. And then she looked at like the papers that print out and she said, yeah, you've had several contractions. And I was like, oh, when it comes to labor, everyone scares you and tells you, oh my God, contractions, they're so bad. I thought I wasn't having contractions. So when the nurse asked, are you having contractions? I said no, because each one of them felt, they weren't bad. I don't know, they just didn't hurt. So whenever she asked and I said no, and then she was like, you have been, this is weird. Like, why are you like this, you know? Everyone hypes it up to how their story is and they're like, this is gonna be you, this is gonna be you, this is how it feels. Don't listen to everyone. Your experience is different than everyone else's, I'm telling you right now. And then it gets to the morning, still contracting. I don't remember how dilated I was. I think then the contractions started picking up And then whenever they did, I was just nervous because of what people have said about their pregnancies and how it feels. So I was like, go ahead and give me the epidural because I don't want to feel where these contractions can get to based on other people's stories, which mine may have never even gotten that bad, but I don't know. I've had 3 back surgeries. All my doctors throughout the time had told me, you're not gonna be able to get an epidural because of your back scarring tissue and all that stuff. So I thought I was just gonna have to do it naturally, but I wanted someone to try at least to give me an epidural. And this is another blessing from God. I prayed my whole pregnancy after they said I wouldn't be able to get an epidural. I was praying, like, please let the epidural work. It came to the time where like the master anesthesiologist came in, I guess, because every other anesthesiologist on shift said like they read my chart and they were not even gonna try to put epidural in because of my 3 back surgeries that I had. So he came in, and I remember sitting on the bed, my child's father was like holding my hands and we were just staring at each other. I didn't see the needle, I didn't see anything. He tried to put the epidural in like 3 or 4 different places, and I just felt like, I thought it was like water that was trickling down my spine, but later my child's father said, did you know that you were bleeding? Like all the water I felt gushing down my spine was actually blood. I had no idea. Then I had my next contraction and my nurse asked if I felt it and I said no. So I was so blessed. My epidural worked 100%. Thank God. Everything I prayed for, I literally got. It's all kind of a blur. It goes by really fast, and I wish I would have recorded. Then it comes time to start pushing, and it's during COVID time, so it's just me, my child's father, and 1 nurse. So my child's father is holding 1 leg, the nurse is holding the other leg, and it's time to start pushing. My doctor isn't even there, so I'm like, oh my gosh. I started shaking uncontrollably because I was so nervous. I was shaking, my teeth were chattering. I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. Like, this is so scary. They were holding my legs up, and I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get it done fast. Like, we are gonna get out of here. So very first push, I was pushing with all my might, and the nurse was like, wow, like that was really good. That was a great push. So I'm gonna do it every time too. I think on the 3rd push, my doctor came in, and I probably pushed total of 5 times in 20 minutes. And then boom, the baby came out. His dad cut the cord at some point, I don't really remember. They put him on my chest, me and his dad are looking at each other. His dad is crying, I'm crying. His dad was so excited. His dad was like a kid in a candy store too. Like whenever they had him over there on the table and they were cleaning him up, he ran over there and like was watching him. He ran back to me. He was like, he has your eyes. It was such a good moment. It was a great moment to be in. Honestly, I loved it. Then I knew Kairo was gonna be advanced because as soon as I put him on my chest, he like lifts his head up and looks outside, like the door. He was just so active. From the time he started moving in my belly, I never felt him stop moving. He was always moving. And then whenever he came out, he was always moving. And to this day, he is always moving. Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was a great moment. Delivery, 20 minutes. Total labor, I have no idea how long that was. Maybe 24 hours, no. Yeah, maybe 24 hours. I was in the hospital for like 24 hours, so I don't know. I can't tell you. But June 7th, and 7 is my favorite number, okay? June 7th, 2020, we got this little blessing right here. I'm so happy. I wouldn't do it any other way. Like, it was so great. Right after, whenever my epidural finally wore off, I still didn't have any pain. I didn't have any pain from pushing him out or anything. I remember I got up out of the bed and I started dancing bachata. I started dancing bachata with him around the room. Like, and my child's father was just looking at me like, you know, you just had a baby, right? Can you sit down? And I was like, no, I'm just so happy, dancing with my baby bachata around the room. And then I healed really fast too. So not every pregnancy experience is a negative one. Like, you just have to be positive, stay prayed up, and trust and believe and have faith in God. Because you can't just pray and not have faith. You have to pray. Sorry, y'all, my camera died. But yeah, don't listen to everyone's story. Don't even really listen to my story. You can't expect how your pregnancy and delivery are going to be. So keep your vibes good, keep your positive energy flowing, pray, and just believe everything's gonna be all good. I prayed for what doctor I want to do my delivery. I prayed for an easy pregnancy. I prayed for a quick delivery. I prayed for the epidural to work. I prayed for a healthy, smart baby. And that's what I got. So I'm gonna say bye. Thank you guys for watching. This is my crazy boy. My crazy boy. Wild child. Doesn't stop moving. Thanks for watching. Say bye-bye. Give him your end speech. Say bye. Say bye-bye. Wait. You're the best. Ah.